My own son slammed the door in my face the night after a hurricane ripped my entire life apart in Charleston, South Carolina. Had told me his fancy condo was no place for extra baggage. While I stood there, soaked, holding nothing but a soaked trash bag of clothes and my dead husband's wedding ring. I was 66, dripping wet on his marble doorstep, begging for one night under his roof, and he looked right through me like I was some stranger asking for spare change. My heart literally stopped beating for a second. How does your only child, the boy you raised alone after his daddy died, decide you're disposable the exact moment you lose everything? What he didn't know was that I'd already found something in that trash bag that would turn his whole perfect life upside down. But girls, that revelation came later and it hit like a freight train. Before I spill the rest of this nightmare turned miracle, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to me while I pour it all out. Drop a quick comment. What city are you in right now? Hit that like and subscribe button if you genuinely like the content. And don't miss how it all explodes further because, trust me, the ending will leave you cheering through tears. What do you think? Can blood really be thicker than greed? Tell me below. Now let me tell you exactly how it went down. I'm Evelyn Evie Monroe, 66, retired school secretary from a sweet little neighborhood in Mount Pleasant, just outside Charleston. 8 years ago, I lost my husband, Ray, to pancreatic cancer, quick and cruel, and I thought that was the hardest thing I'd ever survive. Wrong. Hurricane Margot came barreling last September. Category 3, storm surge up to 10 feet in my area. I'd evacuated, like they told us. But when I came back the next day, my little bungalow on Rifle Range Road was gone, foundation cracked. Roof peeled off like a sardine can. Everything I owned floating in 6 inches of brackish water. The rose bushes Ray planted on our 25th anniversary, shredded. My scrapbooks, his tools, my mother's china, all gone. I stood in the muck crying so hard I couldn't breathe. Neighbors hugging me, Red Cross lady pressing a blanket into my arms. But all I could think was, I need my son. My only child, Brandon, 38, lives in one of those shiny high-rises downtown near the battery views of the harbor, Dorman. The whole I made it package he loves to post about on Instagram. His wife, Lauren, always perfectly highlighted hair, always calling me Evelyn instead of Mom, or Eva owns a boutique PR firm. They don't have kids. Say they're focusing on careers, but I always sent birthday cards anyway. Baked Brandon's favorite pecan pie every Christmas, even though Lauren said gluten was inflammatory. I thought we were close enough. I called him from a borrowed phone at the shelter. Brandon, honey, the house is gone. Everything can. I come stay just until the insurance sorts it out. Silence. Then, Mom, we're really not set up for guests right now. The condo's small. Lauren's working from home a lot. My stomach dropped. Brandon, I'm sleeping on a cot with 200 strangers. I just need a couch for a few nights. More silence. Then Lauren's voice in the background. Sharp. Tell her we'll send money for a hotel. He came back on the line. Look, we'll Venmo you $500 for an extended stay place near the airport. That's the best we can do. We value our space. Click. I stood there in the shelter gym holding the dead phone like it had slapped me. $500. After 38 years of raising him alone, scraping by on a secretary's salary, driving him to every baseball practice, staying up nights when he had asthma attacks, paying for his college even when it meant I ate ramen for months, $500, and we value our space. I felt something crack inside me, something deeper than the foundation of my house. That first night I slept in my beat-up Toyota Corolla in the Walmart lot off Savannah Highway, neck screaming, back on fire from arthritis. I usually manage with yoga classes at the senior center. I kept the windows cracked just enough so I wouldn't suffocate. But every car that pulled in made me jump, wondering if someone would smash the window, or worse, if Brandon would somehow find out and feel sorry enough to call. He didn't. Second night, same lot. Third night, I moved to the rest area near Ravenel Bridge, crying so hard the steering wheel fogged up. That's when I found the envelope stuck inside. Ray's old tackle box I'd grabbed on instinct when I evacuated. Inside, a yellowed letter from 1974. My senior year, signed by my high school sweetheart, Jackson Jack Whitaker. Evie, if you ever need me, I'm here, no matter how many years pass. I never stopped loving you, and a phone number, written in his careful handwriting. Jack, the boy who wanted to marry me at 18. But I chose the safe path, married Ray. Stayed in Mount Pleasant, built a quiet life. Jack left for the Navy. Came back, built a construction company that turned into one of the biggest redevelopment firms in the Low Country. We'd lost touch after my wedding, but I never threw that letter away. Why? I don't know. Maybe some part of me always knew life might circle back. My hands shook so bad I could barely dial. It rang twice. Whitaker. Deep, steady. The same voice that used to read me poetry under the live oaks. Jack, it's Evie, Evelyn Monroe. I don't even know if you remember, Evie. One word, and I heard the catch in his throat. Where are you? I broke, told him everything, the hurricane, the ruined house, Brandon's door in my face, sleeping in my car. I expected pity, awkward excuses. Instead, stay right there. I'm coming to get you. 2 hours later, a black pickup pulled up. Jack stepped out, silver hair, still tall, still those kind hazel eyes that used to make my knees weak. He didn't say much at first, just opened the passenger door, helped me transfer my soggy duffel and Ray's tackle box, then wrapped me in the biggest, warmest hug I'd felt in decades. We drove to his place on Sullivan's Island, big cedar shingled house with a wraparound porch, facing the ocean. Not flashy, but solid, safe. He carried my stuff inside like it weighed nothing, set me on the couch with a blanket and hot tea, then cooked shrimp and grits without asking if I was hungry. I ate like I hadn't eaten in days, which I hadn't. That first night I slept in a guest room with clean sheets and the sound of waves. No car alarms, no fear, just quiet. For the first time since the storm, I didn't cry myself to sleep. But curiosity was already burning. Why did Jack keep that letter all these years? And what would Brandon do when he found out his mother wasn't broken and alone anymore? The next morning, Jack sat me down at his kitchen table, big windows, salt air coming in, and told me something that made my blood run cold. Evie, I followed your life from a distance. Not in a creepy way, just made sure you were okay. When I heard about the hurricane, I started moving things behind the scenes. My company won the bid for the Mount Pleasant redevelopment zone. Your street is priority. You'll have first right to rebuild, new house, same lot. Insurance doesn't even have to pay it all. I stared at him. You did that for me? He looked straight into my eyes. I did it because some promises don't expire. My phone buzzed. Brandon, Mom, Lauren, and I talked. We can make the guest room work. Come over tonight. We'll order takeout. We miss you. Miss me? 3 days ago, I was trash. Now that I wasn't sleeping in a parking lot, suddenly I was welcome. I looked at Jack. He gave the tiniest nod like he already knew what was coming. I texted back, I'm safe, staying with a friend. We'll talk soon. And girls, that was the moment the real storm started brewing. Because Brandon didn't just want his mom back, he wanted to know who this friend was and what kind of money might be attached. The tension was just getting started. Girls said text from Brandon, come over tonight. We'll order takeout, we miss you. Sat on my phone like a live wire. I stared at it so long the screen went dark. Miss me? 3 nights ago I was crying in a Walmart lot while he was probably sipping wine on his balcony watching the harbor lights. Now that I had a roof over my head and someone who actually wanted me there, suddenly I was missed. The curiosity was killing me. What changed? And deep down, a darker question, what did he really want? I showed the message to Jack over breakfast, fresh biscuits. Sausage gravy, the kind of meal that makes you feel human again. He read it, jaw tight, then handed the phone back. Evie, he's not reaching out because he's sorry. He's reaching out because he's scared. Scared? Of what? Jack leaned back, eyes steady. Word travels fast in Charleston circles. Someone at the county planning office mentioned my firm. Got the Mount Pleasant rebuild contract. Your name came up priority resident. He probably heard through Lauren's PR network that you're not homeless anymore. And now he's wondering who this friend is and what kind of resources might come with it. My stomach twisted. Resources. That word felt dirty. I thought about Brandon's Instagram always the new watch, the weekend trips to Kiowa. Lauren's girl boss posts about her firm. They lived well, but I knew the gender pay gap hit her hard in PR. She'd complained about it once over Thanksgiving. Were they stretched thin? Was that why the sudden invite? I texted back, I'm good where I am. Maybe coffee next week. Short, neutral. Testing the waters, his reply came in seconds. Mom, please. Lauren's making your favorite shrimp and grits. 6 p.m. We really want to see you. Shrimp and grits. My recipe, the one I taught Lauren years ago when she said she wanted to learn Southern cooking. I felt the old pull, the mother guilt that says fix this, make it right, don't let the family fracture. But Jack's quiet voice cut through it. You don't owe him your presence, Evie. Not after he left you in a parking lot. I didn't go that night. Instead, Jack and I walked the beach at Sullivan's Island, bare feet in cool sand, waves whispering. He told me about his life after the Navy, building houses for families after storms, starting small, growing big, never married, never forgot me. I dated, he said, but no one ever felt like home. My heart did that stupid flip it used to do at 17, at 66. It felt dangerous and wonderful all at once. A week later, Brandon called, voice tight, almost angry. Mom, why are you ghosting us? Lauren's upset. She thinks you're punishing her. Punishing her? I almost laughed. I told him I was safe, happy even. He pushed. Who is this friend? Some guy? Mom, you're vulnerable right now. People take advantage of widows. The irony burned. Vulnerable. Like, I was vulnerable sleeping in my car while he locked his door. Then the bombshell dropped. Lauren texted me a photo, a screenshot of a county planning document. My name highlighted priority rebuild recipient under coal redevelopment. Evie, is this Jack Whitaker? The Jack Whitaker? We need to talk. Like, urgently. They showed up unannounced the next afternoon. Jack's porch. Lauren in designer sunglasses. Brandon in his weekend polo. Both carrying that fake warm energy people use when they want something. Lauren hugged me too tight. We were so worried. Look at you glowing. Brandon shook Jack's hand like he was sizing up a business rival. Mr. Whitaker, huge fan of your work. That Battery Wharf project? Genius. Jack didn't smile. Thank you. Coffee? We sat on the porch. Tension thick as low country humidity. Brandon cut straight to it. Mom, the rebuild. Congrats. That's huge. We were thinking, maybe you'd want to sell the lot once it's rebuilt? Cash out. Move closer to us. We could help manage the sale, invest the money for you. Lauren's got great contacts in real estate PR. There it was. The real reason. Not love. Not guilt. Money. Lauren jumped in, voice honey sweet. We just want what's best for you, Evelyn. At your age, managing property is stressful. And honestly, that neighborhood's going to change. Higher taxes. Construction noise. You deserve luxury, not hassle. My blood boiled. At my age, luxury. Like I was some frail old lady who couldn't handle her own life. I looked at Jack. He gave the tiniest nod. Your move. I took a breath. Brandon, Lauren, thank you for the concern. But the lot isn't for sale. I'm rebuilding. I'm staying in Mount Pleasant. And I'm staying here with Jack for as long as I want. Brandon's face darkened. Mom, think about it. You're on a fixed income. Jack's company is handling the project. There could be conflicts. People might talk. Jack leaned forward, voice calm, steel. They might. But let me be clear. Evie isn't a client. She's family. And if anyone tries to pressure her into selling, they'll answer to me. Legally, financially, publicly. Lauren's smile froze. Brandon stood. This is ridiculous. You're letting some old flame manipulate you. I stood too back straight, voice steady for the first time in weeks. No, son, I'm letting love in. The kind that doesn't shut the door when life gets hard. The kind that shows up at a Walmart lot at midnight. You had your chance. You chose comfort over a family. I'm choosing differently now. They left without another word. The silence after the car pulled away felt like freedom. Months passed. The rebuild started, my new house rising on the old foundation, smaller but stronger, with a porch facing the marsh and a garden already planted with raised roses. Jack asked me to marry him one sunset on the beach. Simple gold band. No big production. I said yes because it's 66. I finally understood. Love isn't about who needs you most. It's about who chooses you every day, storm or shine. Brandon came to the small backyard wedding. No, Lauren. He stood at the back, eyes red. After the vows, he hugged me tight. Mom, I messed up. I was scared of losing control, of money, of everything. I'm sorry. I held his face. I forgive you. The forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Love me because I'm your mother, not because of what I own or who I'm with. That's the only way this works. He nodded. Tears. Real ones. Now I sit on my new porch, most evenings. Jack beside me, watching the marsh grass sway. The hurricane took my house, my things, almost my spirit. But it cleared space for truth, for real love, for boundaries that protect instead of punish. Girls, if you're carrying family weight that's breaking your back, let it go when it's time. You're never too old to choose yourself. Never too broken for a second chance. And sometimes the biggest storm is what finally shows you who's really there. When the rain stops, what about y'all? Ever had to draw a hard line with family? Did it hurt like hell but set you free? Tell me in the comment. So I'm here, reading every word, loving you through it all. And if this story wrapped around your heart like it did mine, subscribe so we can keep sharing these raw, real journeys together. You're not alone. We're in this, side by side. Love you, sisters.